Something we've all faced, yet it's often swept under the rug. We're talking about toxic people at work. You know the type: the constant complainers, the backstabbers, the energy vampires who seem to thrive on drama and discord. Navigating the workplace is challenging enough. Add in a toxic coworker or boss, and suddenly, your daily grind can feel like a battle. But here's the thing: you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not powerless. In this video, we'll explore the murky waters of workplace toxicity. We'll learn to identify toxic behaviors, understand the psychology behind them, and most importantly, arm ourselves with effective strategies to protect our mental health and thrive despite the negativity. 1. Communicating with toxic people. Communication is a tricky beast, especially when you're dealing with toxic individuals. But don't worry, we've got some tips and tricks up our sleeve to help you navigate these choppy waters. First off, remember this: you can't change them, but you can change how you respond to them. It's about maintaining your cool, even when they're trying to ruffle your feathers. Easier said than done, but with practice, it becomes second nature. Next, keep your conversations factual and to the point. Avoid getting tangled in emotional debates. They're draining and rarely productive. Instead, focus on the task at hand. And here's a golden nugget: learn to say no. It's a small word with big power. You have the right to set boundaries and protect your peace. Lastly, don't forget to document. If things take a turn for the worse, having a record of your interactions can be invaluable. Remember, communication isn't just about talking. It's about listening, understanding, and responding effectively. And with these tools in your arsenal, you'll be well equipped to handle even the most toxic of workplace encounters. 2. Emotional intelligence. It's a powerful tool in your arsenal when dealing with workplace toxicity. Emotional intelligence is about understanding and managing your emotions and the emotions of others. It's about empathy, self-awareness, and emotional control. Sounds pretty handy for dealing with toxic people. Imagine this: your toxic coworker launches into their usual tirade. But instead of getting sucked into the drama, you take a deep breath. You recognize your rising frustration, but you don't let it control you. You listen, you empathize, but you don't engage in the negativity. That is emotional intelligence in action. But here's the kicker: emotional intelligence isn't just about dealing with toxicity. It's about fostering positive relationships, too. It's about building a supportive, collaborative work environment that leaves no room for toxicity. So, how do you boost your emotional intelligence? Practice mindfulness. Seek feedback. Reflect on your emotions and reactions. It's a journey, not a destination. And every step you take is a step away from toxicity and towards a healthier, happier workplace. 3. Strategies for conflict resolution. Conflict. It's like that uninvited guest at a party. It shows up, makes everyone uncomfortable, and just doesn't know when to leave. But here's the thing: conflict isn't always a bad thing. It's how we handle it that makes all the difference. So, let's talk strategies. First up, we've got active listening. It's about really hearing what the other person is saying, not just waiting for your turn to speak. It's about understanding their perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Next, we have assertive communication. It's about expressing your needs and concerns clearly and respectfully, without aggression or passivity. It's about standing your ground, but not stepping on toes. Then there's mediation. Sometimes, a neutral third party can help untangle the knots of conflict. They can facilitate communication, promote understanding, and guide towards a resolution. And finally, compromise. It's about finding a middle ground, a solution that may not be perfect but is acceptable to all parties involved. Remember, conflict is inevitable. But with these strategies in your toolkit, you can turn conflict into an opportunity for growth and understanding. 4. Dealing with toxicity in virtual workspaces. It's like the Wild West of the professional world. Emails flying left and right, video calls at all hours, and yes, even here, toxicity can rear its ugly head. But fear not, we've got some strategies to help you navigate this digital frontier. First off, let's talk about boundaries. Just because you're working from home doesn't mean you're available 24/7. Set clear work hours and stick to them. Your time is valuable, and it deserves respect. Next, communication. It's key in any workspace, but in the virtual world, it's paramount. Be clear, concise, and respectful. Remember, tone can get lost in text, so take a moment to review your messages before hitting send. And what about those toxic Zoom calls? Here's a tip. Use the mute button. It's not just for background noise. It can also be a powerful tool to diffuse tension and maintain peace. Finally, don't forget to take breaks. Step away from the screen, stretch, take a walk, and do something you enjoy. A healthy work-life balance is crucial in combating toxicity, even in the virtual world. Remember, a workspace may be virtual, but the people are real. And so is the toxicity. But with these strategies, you can create a positive, productive virtual environment, free from the chains of toxicity. 5. When to involve superiors or HR. Alright, let's get serious for a moment. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, the toxicity escalates. It starts to affect our work, our mental health, our peace of mind. And that's when it's time to call in the cavalry, your superiors or our. But when exactly should you take this step? Well, if you're feeling threatened, harassed, or discriminated against, that's a clear sign. No one should feel unsafe in their workplace, virtual or otherwise. Or maybe you've tried to address the issue directly, but the toxic behavior continues. It's like talking to a brick wall. In such cases, involving a superior or HR can help break down that wall. And let's not forget about documentation. If you've been keeping a record of the toxic behavior, it can provide valuable evidence when involving superiors or our. It's like your personal shield against toxicity. Remember, reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It shows that you value yourself, your work, and your mental health. And that is a powerful stand against toxicity. 6. Self-care tips for handling stress. Stress. It's like that pesky fly that just won't leave you alone. But here's the good news, you're not helpless. You've got a secret weapon. It's called self-care. So, what's self-care? It's not just bubble baths and spa days, though those are nice too. It's about taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It's about giving yourself permission to rest, recharge, and rejuvenate. First up, we've got exercise. It's a stress buster, mood lifter, and energy booster all rolled into one. Whether it's a brisk walk, a yoga session, or a dance party in your living room, get that body moving. Next, nutrition. Feed your body with wholesome, nutritious foods. It's like fuel for your well-being. And don't forget to hydrate. Water is your body's best friend. Then there's sleep. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Make your bedroom a sanctuary, establish a sleep routine, and stick to it. And let's not forget about hobbies. They're not just fun, they're therapeutic. Whether it's painting, gardening, or playing an instrument, hobbies help you unwind and express yourself. Remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's essential. And it's your first line of defense against workplace stress. So, take care of yourself, you're worth it. 7. Building a support network at work. Think of them as your cheerleading squad at work. They're there to celebrate your victories, help you through the tough times, and yes, even deal with workplace toxicity. So, how do you build this network? Well, it starts with connection. Reach out to your colleagues, engage in conversations, and show interest in their lives. It's about building relationships, not just professional, but personal too. Next, be supportive. Remember, it's a two-way street. Be there for your colleagues, lend a listening ear, and offer help when needed. It's about creating a culture of mutual support and respect. And don't forget about mentors. They're like the wise owls of the workplace. They can offer guidance, share experiences, and provide valuable insights. Seek them out, learn from them, and grow. But here's the thing, a support network isn't just about dealing with toxicity. It's about fostering a positive, collaborative work environment. It's about creating a workplace that's not just about work, but about people. Remember, we're stronger together. And with a strong support network, you're not just surviving the workplace, you're thriving. 8. When to consider a job change. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, the toxicity at work becomes too much. It starts to seep into our lives, tainting our happiness, our peace, and our well-being. And that's when it's time to ask the big question. Is it time for a job change? Now, this isn't a decision to be taken lightly. It's about weighing the pros and cons, considering your options, and listening to your gut. It's about asking yourself, is this job worth my mental health? Maybe you've tried everything: setting boundaries, involving HR, building a support network. But the toxicity persists. It's like a stubborn stain that just won't wash out. In such cases, a job change could be the fresh start you need. Or perhaps you've outgrown your role. You feel stagnant, unfulfilled, and restless. You yearn for new challenges, new opportunities, and new growth. A job change could be the leap of faith you need to take. Remember, it's your career, your life, your happiness. Don't be afraid to make the choices that serve you, that respect you, that value you. Because at the end of the day, you're not just a worker. You're a human being. And you deserve a workplace that recognizes and respects that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.